It's 5 o'clock. We're off the clock with B Scott. Today, I got my dad with me. I got my mom with me, and we're the Scotts. Our podcast is going to be mostly directed in the blue collar working way of life. You know, we love hunting, we love fishing. We would just really enjoy the outdoors and, small businesses and just basically how everything works. And
That's right.
I don't think there's anything that we won't talk about.
No.
And I think, we get off topic a bunch and we just go on,
Well, we're pretty honest people.
rants, but
We're pretty honest people. Well, we like to have a good time. And
absolutely.
it's one reason why we built this podcast room is to let people know who we are, and we like to have a good time. So
Absolutely. Everything from guns to women to boats to racing to trucks to growing crops, whatever it is, it
we're
don't
gonna
matter.
we're gonna talk about women.
Absolutely. It's a big part of our life, isn't it? When you say,
That'd be a good way of getting kicked off a podcast.
what'd you do without your woman?
Oh, I'd fall apart. My woman's
Exactly.
Instantly.
I agree.
What?
I agreed.
I was just honest.
I'm agreeing.
I love you way more than you love me.
That might be true.
Yeah, I hear you.
She believes that. Our main sponsor is Havoc Boats, and that's where we're at now. And I think the story today is going to be the origin story.
Yeah, it's like how it all
Yep.
started.
Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of people see Havocs all over the place, but they don't know what it took to get there.
Yeah, there was a lot of ups and downs.
You remember?
I do.
You were raised in the boat industry. You were a little kid running around
Factory
the boat plant.
baby.
Yeah, you was a little factory baby.
Yeah, I started out vacuuming for $5 a day.
Yeah. But your
Vacuum boats.
your mama, you chase you around the factory, and
Yep.
used to vacuum boats out, and you were really raised, in the factory, well, in the factory. You didn't learn to build boats till you got a little older, but you were definitely around boats your whole life. And some of the employees that we have now, um, they they watched you grow up too, which is really neat because we have a lot of employees that we used to have back in the day,
Yep.
and that's pretty neat. Be able to bring everybody back together.
It is.
You
It's
know,
like all of the main characters from the whole story are now kind of all coming back together in the same pot.
it's a pretty cool story on
It is.
where Havoc got here today, and and the good part about the story is that you lived through it your whole life. You grew up in it, so you got to see the ups and downs of the boat industry, and all the bad stuff, good stuff and bad stuff, and all the struggles that your parents went through.
A lot of struggles.
A lot of
A lot of
struggles.
struggles, absolutely. Staying married during those years was extremely hard. You know,
Oh, it had its ups and downs too, I imagine.
oh yeah, your mama got on my nerves like every other.
I'm sure you weren't the most
Yeah.
pleasant. Was he pleasant?
He was so pleasant the
I bet.
entire time.
I
How,
bet.
how did you deal with me for all those years?
I don't know.
How many times you tell me to give up?
I never told you to give up.
Right, she never told me to give up. Everybody else did, but with her help, and we just battled through it, And so you gonna take us through the timeline? You going to?
Yeah. First I want to say you'll be able to see these episodes every Thursday at 5 p.m. And also you need to check us out on Rumble because our videos will also be uploaded there as well. And we're gonna try to stick to that schedule and pump out at least one podcast a week and be released on Thursday.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be fun.
it's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be so many laughs in this room. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's gonna be fun. I don't know how many times we can possibly laugh in this room. We have a good time for sure.
we do. We absolutely do.
Hmm.
Well, let's go to the very beginning. All right.
Well,
Your first job. What were you doing?
oh, Grandpa got me a job in Friendship, Arkansas. Right,
Yep.
Friendship. Yeah, it was Friendship, Arkansas. It was a long time ago. I hardly remember it. It's been such a long time ago. Grandpa got me a job building express boats, and I was hired as a labor. Just young kid out of school. That's when I met your mama. I met your mama. I didn't meet her at Express. I met her before that, but that was my first job. I guess we were married then.
Mhm.
Yeah, we got married. And
Yeah.
I went to work. I think I was making. What was I making an hour?
5 something an hour.
Oh boy, I was really bringing the money home, wasn't I?
Breadwinner.
I'm telling you, it was. it was a different time. I
Yeah.
mean, we had a car and
You're just sweeping floors.
yeah, sweeping floors. We just had one car, old beater truck, and a four wheeler. Do we have a four wheeler?
I don't even remember. No, not yet.
It was good times.
So is that where you learned to build boats? Was Express?
Yeah, yeah. Learned to build boats there. I didn't really knew I was gonna be in the boat business there at first. It was just a matter of I was on piece rate, and I learned. Well, I learned parts, and
Mm.
then got moved in parts, and I was a supervisor in parts, and I got in trouble and got took off. I was young and dumb back then, and had a lot of growing up to do. I had some good management back then to kind of push me along the way, but um, just learned to build boats. I mean, I learned every part of it, and I guess Ashley came to work
Yeah.
there shortly
What were
after.
you doing?
I was his helper. I got hired on as his helper.
Really?
Mhm.
I helped him and another boat builder. Yeah.
Yeah,
Was he better than another boat builder?
Yeah, he was pretty good.
that was really good. That was
He
really
was a
good.
pretty good boat builder.
I was competitive.
Yeah.
I like to build a lot of boats, and
Well, piece rate. That's what you was after. You know.
my whole life I've been on piece rate,
Yeah.
and back then the guys we worked with, I still know some of them today. Every once in a while we talk to them, and those were the good old days.
Yeah. They
Where,
they they call you Chip.
yeah, they did call me Chip.
That was his nickname.
I had a chip on my shoulder or something. I don't know, but I think it was something else. But we're not gonna go in detail.
You're
But
really just an asshole.
yeah, I don't know, straight up. But um, I looked up to a couple boat builders back then. There's some really good boat builders back then. They hustled every day. They worked hard. They built a lot of boats. It was a different time back then. The workforce is a little different now than it was back then. But that's where I got my competitive drive from. I just like to win. I like to build a lot of boats. I like to build boats fast. Then your mom came along and she's pretty competitive too. And
So what happened that made you think, okay, boats? I really enjoy building boats. I want to take this to the next level.
I think I got upset. I got upset with the. I'm not gonna say their names, but I got upset with a few people there, and I was building a boat one day, and I think it was over pricing on the boat or how they paid me.
Yeah, it was a complete layout, like
It was a complete layout.
a new model, and they were like, "Well, we're not paying you hourly for this. This boat's
Yeah,
only going to pay you $50."
yeah,
He'd been on it all week.
yeah, and that,
Wow.
yeah, they were pretty disciplined people back
Yeah.
then.
By the book,
Oh yeah,
no exceptions.
it's a great company. I mean, to this day,
Well, you wouldn't be here without them.
no, I don't regret.
So
They
that's
built
awesome.
they built a good boat, and they taught us a lot of stuff, and they just put some, they put the fire in my ass to be better. They push me, they push me out the door, and I make it a point to be part of their conversations or meetings every day.
Yeah.
Now, but I actually learned to build boats. I learned to build boats, and one day was like, when build boats of my own.
So you did that in Malvern.
Yeah, yeah, we went to Malvern. Yeah, we're from Malvern, and we started building boats, and they really looked horrible at first. You know,
You know what's crazy? The other day, me and you seen one
yeah,
of the TLS Enterprise
yeah, TLS
boats.
Enterprise.
Excels,
Yep.
the old
The old
Excels.
Excels, yeah.
Yeah, and I really didn't know what I was doing back then. I was what? How old was I? 23,
20, yeah, 20,
3,
22, 23.
22, 23 years old when I first
Yeah.
got in the boat business, and I think the old banker gave me $100,000, and I think I lost it in a couple months later. It didn't take long,
Mm-mm.
but I didn't know what I was doing.
We knew how to build. We didn't know how to do any of the other
Yeah, you
office
need to
work type
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
books
it
and
was
stuff.
just
Yeah,
it
we
was just
didn't.
taking a chance, and actually, your mama was willing to help me, and so me and her's been building boats together for 24 years, 25 years now. But as long as we've been married, just about. Um, so we started building boats. I went I went broke pretty quick, you
Yeah,
know. Um, a lot of reasons why I went broke 'cause I thought I knew everything. It's just a young,
Yeah.
you have that a little bit in you, think you know everything all the time. Um, And I try to tell you otherwise that you got a lot to learn. Lot to learn. But it just comes with age. It comes with age.
I agree with that.
It
I
comes with
agree with
age.
that.
Um, the failures that me and your mama went through. Um, it really teaches you how to deal with the next problem.
Yeah.
And a lot of these young guys don't have the chance to fail. Um, so it's just one of those things.
Yep.
Just growing up is what it's all about.
All right. So what was the next move? You went. So you lost all your money.
Yeah.
What was the next move?
Well,
We moved to Clinton.
moved to Clinton, and
Jim.
I had a Jim Stansel was I met Jim Stansel at a
Boat show, wasn't it?
boat show
Yeah.
in Stuttgart, and he really changed our lives.
Yeah.
He was probably the guy that we'll never forget because
He took a
without-
chance on you.
You can't forget old Jim.
Well,
No,
For sure.
one you
If
can
you
forget.
ever, if you
Jim.
ever meet Jim,
You can never forget Jim.
Jim
No.
is a good guy,
He is.
and he took a chance on us.
trusted us.
Trusted us. We went broke. He knew we had to drive. He seen something in us. But without Jim, we wouldn't be here today. He definitely gave us an opportunity to prove ourselves,
Keep going.
to keep
That
going.
one.
He took us in there, in his wing and took care of us and showed us the way. And we learned a lot of boat techniques from him, building techniques from him. We learned a lot.
He's a very smart guy. If you ever get a chance to talk to Jim, I mean, he is a very, very, very smart guy.
Yes, he sells our boats now,
He does.
in Fayetteville area,
Rogers, yeah.
Rogers, and super good guy. He can make anything happen.
Oh yeah, he can take whatever he has and make it work.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He could,
He's
yeah.
one
He's
of
a
them
MacGyver.
guys.
He's a MacGyver.
He's a MacGyver.
He used to, yeah. Actually, your mom and Jim used to get into it all the time though. They always butt heads. It was pretty funny. She was more driven around production, and we're production people too. We like to go fast. Jim's the type of person that doesn't want to waste any material, or he'll.
Save a penny,
Oh man, he'll.
nickel and dime you.
Oh yeah, and your mom was more about speed and
Just getting it done. Yeah.
getting it done.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's move on. So um, I always butted heads with his parents, but Ashley and Jim butted heads a lot. But without Jim, I mean, we wouldn't be who we are today.
No, for
you
sure.
know it. He's a very good friend. We don't talk a lot no more, but he's a very good friend.
But if he called you, you'd help him.
Oh, absolutely.
He did the same.
If
for
he
you.
called my cell phone, I'd answer the phone every time, no matter what time it is.
Yeah. He's
And,
one of them
and he's the type of guy. If you're in a ditch somewhere and you need help, that, you can almost guarantee you can call that man and he'll help you. You know,
Mhm.
so that means a lot for us.
Oh yeah.
So we were up in Clinton for a little while,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember.
building boats, building excels there
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're building Excels.
at the River Trail plant.
Mhm. And we were there building boats, and we did it 2-3 years.
Oh, I don't even.
all the way up until 2008.
Yeah, 2008.
Maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, 2008 is when it
When
fell
the-
apart for us again.
Yep.
Yeah, tornado.
The tornado went through Clinton, Arkansas, and you were there. You were in the
Mhm.
building, and Ashley was there, and
Yeah, I got off the school bus, went in, and I was riding my bicycle in the factory, and when you called everybody to the office,
Yeah.
But I think really we'd all been in serious trouble if Meemaw hadn't have called.
Yeah, my mom
Meemaw
called
saved
and
us all.
yeah, I
Well,
mean,
she was
we had no
watching the
idea.
news and said a tornado was headed directly towards us.
we had several warnings. Um, that week and the week before of tornadoes. It was, going into the spring, the weather was changing, and so we called everybody into the office, and sure enough, man, there was a tornado coming.
Yeah, we ran outside, and I remember the one thing I can remember is seeing those buzzards flying.
Yeah,
But they were flying backwards.
they were getting sucked into a tornado.
They were getting sucked in.
We knew something up high was getting sucked that way, and the trees were going this way. We're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I mean, this is serious. And you were, Brand was 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It was 8 years old.
I remember as soon as we ran back inside the office, that was when the lights went off.
Yeah.
And everybody had just gotten into that office room.
Yep.
And you threw me under a desk and with two other kids.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I got under the desk, you were running in behind you were the last one in the room. And I just remember the walls vibrating.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And then like the suction or something and just
So-
exploded.
Yes.
The building
Yes.
just like
Yeah,
exploded.
it sucked. It sucked the air out of the building. It was. I was the last one in the building, and by the time I jumped on the pile of people, um,
And Patty,
Patty, yeah,
oh man,
she was
Didn't have a clue what she was saying.
she was speaking Spanish.
she was praying. Yeah,
and she was
praying.
screaming, and it was just like a whole nother aspect of.
I
Just
can hear
chaos.
her, and I can hear the tornado. You know, like I don't know which one's louder.
Yeah.
But it was a. I remember looking up, and I could see the ceiling peeling off by
Mhm.
layers, and getting peppered in the face by sand, and it was horrible.
Mm.
It was bad.
Horrible. It felt like it lasted an hour, but it only lasted like I don't know, maybe
Few
maybe
seconds.
No,
20 seconds.
to me it felt like it like hit us, and it was just mad chaos. I remember opening my eyes one time, and I was like hitting the top of the bottom side of the desk, and then I remember just it being over with. Blue skies, pretty as it could be.
But it was really cold. Remember?
You'd
Started
have
Then
raining.
no,
it got cold and started raining.
you would have no idea it even just stormed,
I know it's crazy. It was insane.
and there's just nothing but rubble.
And I remember getting up out of the rubble, and it was like, holy cow, this is crazy because there was no wall standing. Water
Mhm.
was shooting out everywhere. You could smell the gas, natural gas in there. I mean, it was horrible.
Yeah.
And you couldn't even see nobody. Everybody was gone.
It was chaos. Yeah.
Yeah, like where is everybody? You know, everybody was piled up, stuff on top of them, and we found you. And I mean, your mom was one of the last people we found. I mean,
I was
Yeah.
there. I just had, was buried up a little bit.
yeah,
but
she was buried up, and we got stuff off of your mama, and her whole face was swollen, and we thought she was dead. Well, oh my God, this is horrible. And
It was bad.
her face was swollen really bad. It was on your left side,
that was my right.
right side. Well, one of them was swollen. I don't know, but it was horrible.
It's bad. I know that. You know, we all thought that her neck was broke.
Yeah,
That's what I kept hearing. I don't.
That was my back. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And
Back.
I had a big gash going through my head, where a cinder block hit me. You know, I remember a cinder block hitting me in the head.
Brandon had a little bitty scratch on his back.
Yeah, he had a Yamaha motor on top of that desk, and
Mhm.
it was one of those old military desk looking things you'd imagine in the military or something. It had like one side with drawers on it, and the other side was flat, and it had an old gray hard top
Yeah.
desk. One of those old desks, you know,
Old metal.
old metal desk,
Yeah.
and the motor pressure of the motor made the desk collapse on the with the leg side. It fell down, but the side where it had the drawers, it stayed up. That's what saved you.
Mhm.
And we dug you guys out and got your mama to the We had to walk up the road, take
To the church up there.
yeah, we had to take your mom to the hospital. We went to the
Yeah.
hospital, and they didn't even numb us up. I mean, there was a lot of people in there, and she got that staple gun out, and she just went to stapling my head.
Man.
Yeah, they didn't even clean it up. They were just running us through there like cattle.
Mhm.
And I remember those staples scraping my skull. It was horrible. It hurt so bad.
I bet.
Yeah. Then we went back down to the place, and one of our guys didn't come out of it, Thomas Armstrong.
Yep.
And I think we found Thomas Armstrong that
The
night.
next, that either early that morning or the
Yeah.
next morning.
Yeah, he died. He died in a tornado.
And he was under just a bunch of rubble. You
Yeah.
just couldn't find him. We had to dig him out with a excavator.
Yeah, yeah, it was horrible, and that's a sad day.
It is.
Sad day for Thomas, and
And you know what's crazy about stuff like that is you look at the whole entire building, and it's just completely just rubble, twisted I beam. I mean, just busted up building.
mhm.
And then you look, there's one wall in the paint department that was still up, and it had a piece of paper tacked to the wall.
Right,
Made it through the whole tornado.
yeah.
Didn't even pull the tack out. Didn't rip the paper, nothing.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy what those tornadoes do, you know. But so we first went broke, then we lived through a tornado, then we went to our next.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, you took off after that for a while.
We went to Mountain View next.
We went to Mountain View, but it took us a year to get back on our
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah.
We had to
Took-
find a building and
We had to
Mhm.
find a building. I went into a partnership
Yeah.
with somebody else, and then we started Excel Boats with a new partnership.
Yeah.
I had a new partner at that point. He came in and bought in, and so we went to Mountain View. We built the county. Stacy Avery. He had a building up there, county judge up there. Um, prison a building. Then we started building boats again.
Back in it again.
Back in
Round
it
three.
again. Round three.
Yep.
We had started over, and about 2 or 3 years into it, it just didn't work out for us. We had a different idea than our partner had. I was more of a, I don't know. I just had a different idea. You know,
Yeah.
I wasn't ready to be a big corporation. I wasn't ready to just punch VIN numbers at boats at that point. You know, just build boats. I mean, I never want to just build boats and say, okay, you know, let's make.
Yeah, we're just building boats.
Yeah, I never wanted to be part of that kind of business plan.
Well, you're passionate.
Yes,
You're very passionate about what you do. So, you don't really want to just numb it up.
I think you can have both. I think you can have the big business side of it, but you can also keep it small business like and
Yeah.
still be in touch with your customers. You can still learn from your customers. You don't have to be that guy. You don't have to be that guy that just runs a business and forget about everything that matters.
Yeah.
You don't have to be that way. So I really just didn't see eye to eye to the business plan, and I decided to move on.
Yeah.
You know,
And
Took a break
took a break.
you did.
out of boats for him.
Let me ask you,
Wow.
whenever you walked away from that, whenever you got out of that, at that point, did you ever think in your mind that you would ever going to go back into boat business?
Boat building was always a passion of ours, a passion that we enjoy doing. Um, but at that point, boat building became more than just something we enjoy doing. We had a point to prove then.
Yeah.
I mean,
What about you? Did
we
you
failed.
during that period? Did you ever think like, man, I really just hope he just does something else? Like
I knew he wouldn't though.
like we're over
'Cause
here.
boats get in your blood. I don't know what it is,
It's
but you
true.
miss it to a certain extent.
Well, a boat builder's a boat builder.
Yeah.
You miss. So I mean,
You were ready. You were hoping that he would not lose the fire, get back
yeah,
in it.
I knew he would. It just took somebody convincing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a boat builder is a boat builder.
Yeah.
You don't wake up tomorrow and say, "Hey, I'm gonna build boats." I mean, it's either in your blood from the very beginning, or you're born into it, or your family's done it. You know what I'm saying? It's not something you just like. Boat builders don't. People just don't get in the boat business.
That's true. And even people that work at boat companies, they typically if they move somewhere, they go to another boat company.
Yeah.
It's almost like a community of like workers.
Well, it's a trade.
Yeah.
Boat building is a trade, and it's a you know, uh, you know, there's a lot of boat builders now that's kind of followed our footsteps, and they've copied us, and I mean, you see it everywhere now. I mean, Havoc is definitely leading everybody into this new wave of boat design. Um, those aren't boat builders. I mean,
If you look at the history and you break down from the very beginning where you started Express and then moving into your other stuff, like Excel, and then moving on further than that, it's like each step you're getting closer
closer to what?
to the end result where we're at now.
I don't
So
know.
We learn something
every step
every
it's
step
changed.
of
Well,
it. We learn something new.
You definitely learn. You definitely learn how to build a better product. You learn how to deal with problems um, easier.
Yeah.
I guess because you're more experienced.
Well, you know what to look for.
Yes, and chances are, if we do something, we make a mistake. We either did that mistake earlier, or we learn something new.
That's right.
But a lot of our designs that we do now, we've learned from early days of building Excels, and you know,
Yeah.
not saying Excel's a bad boat, but you can always design something better.
Nothing's perfect.
That's right.
There's a flaw in everything. Everything's got flaws.
Yeah.
So after you left Excel, all right, you took off.
Yeah,
You're taking a break.
Yeah, we took off, and my buddy Will Fagan.
Oh,
Will Fagan. I got in a bind. We went broke. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah, we were both jobless.
We're both jobless. We had a different vision. We just wasn't happy where our arrangement was at the time. So we took off and got an oil field business. Will had an oil field business.
Mm-hmm.
So I called Will up, said, "Hey man, I need a job, you know." And of course, Will says, "Hey, what you need?" Says, I guess I need a job." I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was a boat builder, but now I need a job, you know. So I took off to, I guess, West Virginia,
Yeah.
you know, where Will was working. And I remember it was horrible. I remember
Wasn't for you, was it?
it was horrible. Yeah, it was
It
horrible.
wasn't. Yeah.
It was horrible because, uh, you know, your mama was home with you.
Mm-hmm.
We had no money.
Yeah, we were at Meemaw's house.
Yeah.
We stayed with
staying at-
Meemaw.
I was working
through
at
that
the
whole time.
prison, I believe.
Yeah,
Yep, working night shifts.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you were working nights, and I was going to school. So I'd come home, and you'd be asleep, and then for a little segment of the evening, I'd see you for like a
Yep.
little for a few minutes, and you go to work.
Well, actually, our little house we had it rented out at the time. So I moved in.
To the pop up.
I moved into
Pop-up
a pop
camper.
up camper for how long did I live in a pop up camper when y'all lived at Meemaw's house?
A
Several
long
months.
time.
Several months. I just laid in a pop up camper until I realized I had to get a job. You know, I had to get my head right. You know,
Yeah.
so I done failed twice at this, and so I stayed in a pop up camper for several months. Got my head right and got back in the Will gave me a job in West Virginia, and I went to work for Will, and started helping him out. And he was building berms, primary berms for natural gas or natural gas wells.
Mm-hmm.
He had a pretty good sized business back then, and I go out there, and first thing I got to do is help carry cross ties. Man, you talking about sucks.
Yeah, for a long time.
I mean, golly, I mean, and we'd carry cross ties. You know, you had a little battle buddy, you know, you picked, and it seemed like I always got the biggest son of a gun in the whole damn crowd.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm 5'5" and you're 6'5", and you look like you're freaking bigger than
Yeah.
I don't know, you're
The
way bigger than me.
yeah. So you was on the short end. Y'all's cross tie was
Yes, and this dude can carry two cross ties on each shoulder, and I could barely pick up an end.
yeah,
You know,
man.
this blows.
But you had an idea though too.
Yeah, we did have an idea. We had a really good idea because I carried too many cross ties. I'm like, so I called Will Fagan up. I said, dude, we're gonna build some berms out of foam, some boat foam. You know, the foam we used to build seats in, and
Yeah.
um, so I did that for like 2 months, and I was getting homesick anyway, and wasn't really making enough money. Well, we were making more money we had for sure, but you know me, I couldn't stay down long. So I had this idea of building some berms, and now they're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We should have protected it a little better. I blame Will Fagan for this,
To
but
this day.
absolutely. Um, so I come home. I'm tired of carrying cross ties. I'm not doing it no more. And we build this rectangle foam block. We wrap in it. We have it professionally made. We wrap them in cargo tarps with these vent holes in it,
Yeah.
so these equipment can drive over these berms.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was awesome, man. Like you talking about rocking and rolling, because I was selling those berms to Will Fagan, and he was renting them out, and I was like, man, we went from hero to zero, and I was like, hell yeah, no more carrying cross ties. I done whoop this shit.
Yeah,
You
you
know what
got
I'm
to figure
saying?
it out. Yeah, you're
We
tired of
got
carrying heavy cross ties.
yeah.
Just do it out of foam, make it lighter.
So we had this thing, so we had it going in our favor. Out of the boat business, in the oil field business, we're making money again. Hell yeah! And then it went all the shit whenever it froze and whatever. But
Yeah, they started,
First winter.
they didn't
they started freezing.
they didn't really work out.
Yeah, that's funny.
They didn't really work out. But while I was there, you know, they were get out of that oil field business. Got a phone call from well, Waco, Waco Manufacturing, Little Rock. Tom Cox called me, and he's a super good guy. You know, um, called me and said, "Hey, man, I need help developing a duck boat line."
Mm-hmm.
And So I went down there and we built we built what we know now as the Edge boat, and it changed everything.
Yep.
Was you
Yeah,
glad to get out of the prison?
Yeah.
yeah. She got
She
out.
was ready to get back in the boats.
She got out. She left the prison job and she came and Tom hired her to help me at the boat factory and Tom gave us another opportunity to get back in the boat business.
So that's what, 4? That's round 4?
I don't. It's,
I don't know.
I think it's round 4.
But
Round 4.
Tom, he needs some help, and I need some help, and so we came together and we built what we know now as the Edge Duck Boat, and it really changed everything. It took everything. I mean, it changed the whole boat industry. Um, we built a boat with a narrow beam. We built a lightweight boat. We put some performance stuff on the bottom of the boat. Then it just ran so great.
I think that was probably the moment where hunting in the flooded timber had changed forever.
It did, man.
It
It
changed
was the key
everything.
people. It was the key people that made it happen. I mean, um, Drake Butler was one of them. Chris Wages was another guy.
Cuz outboards.
Cuz Outboards came in there as a edge dealer.
Mhm.
Cuz really was into Balmena. Really, he duck hunts a lot. Um, w- and back then, I mean, Cuz could tell you back then we would chase. I think it was a DT 25. I think he was trying to run 36 miles an hour or something.
Yeah.
Something just something like that.
Breaking 40 was a major milestone.
Yeah, and Chris Wages was one of the first Mercury motors, 59 cubic inch motors in Arkansas, and and I built him a boat.
yep. He had the
Yeah.
first one, didn't
He
he?
had the first one.
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
yeah. His dad has. I went to his dad's.
His dad still has it.
It's not the very first boat, but it's up there.
Hmm.
But anyways, uh, Chris Wages came to the plant, and I didn't really know Chris Wages. Really super nice guy. Came to the plant, and he had a 59 cubic inch built motor, probably one of the first ones in Arkansas. And we put it on that edge boat, and I took it out and ran it. Like, oh my God,
Here we go.
it changed everything.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It changed everything. Um, Boat would turn. It would tote the nose. It was well balanced. It was narrow beam for the flooded timber. I mean, everything was coming
Mhm.
together. And we picked up a dealer, and we named it the Edge. We named it Edge over from an airplane. There's actually an airplane that's called the Edge, and that's how Edge gets its name. But I was actually passing a airport, you know, something like that. I don't quite remember.
Yeah, I think you're like you had Excel, which is like Excel above the rest,
Mm.
and then you have Edge, which is
Taking you to the edge.
taking you to the edge. Yeah.
Taking you to the edge. So we did that for a long time, and I still wasn't right. I still wasn't getting what I wanted out of the boat industry,
Yeah.
and there was a part that I wanted to do different. It was nothing against anything. It was just something I wanted to do different. Um, I still felt like I could make a difference in the industry, and I wasn't going to do it there or excel.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't right yet.
Yeah.
And
Take another step.
yeah, just wasn't right yet. So then from there, we started building Havoc Boats.
Yep.
In Fordyce, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
2013.
And the Havoc boat is a lot of people say, where's Havoc come from? Havoc's wreaking havoc on the industry. I mean, this is our final stand.
Yeah.
And
Everything this far has led to this moment.
yes,
Yes.
all the boat designs, all the mistakes, everything we've
All the
learned,
struggles.
all the struggles. We're like, okay, we've learned our lesson.
I mean,
We've learned our lesson. We're better educated. This
Yeah.
is our last stand. It's going to be the final stand. It's going to be the boat that dominates the industry, and it's called the Havoc. And it probably has more tears and blood and mistakes.
mhm.
Pushing this product and this brand. All the mistakes we've made in the past, everything we've done, has is shaped into the Havoc. You know,
Yep. And what I think is really cool is a lot of these key guys along your story are still here today. You know,
absolutely.
you got Jim Stansel,
He's
Boat Center in Rogers.
yeah.
You got Cuz Outboards, and he's
Yes.
in Bryant.
Mhm.
You got Will Fagan,
Yes.
Conway.
Yes.
You know, Chris Wages, he comes to the
Yes.
races and sees us at the
I
races.
talked to Chris Wages a couple days ago, and
I
Drake
mean,
Butler. And it's Jim Stansel. You know, like I said, Jim Stansel's a dealer. You
yep.
know, the one thing we did not do is forget about the people that helped us get here, and
Mhm.
that's what's important for us. It's not just it's just it's just it's just who we are, you know, and the Havoc means a lot to us and means a lot to our family, and it feeds a lot of families, and that's what it's
Yeah.
all about.
And it's a community.
Yeah,
I think, you know, with the way we do our customer service and the way we interact with people, I mean, it's like it's what you wanted the whole time.
yeah, it
You know, you
is.
wanted that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's more at ease
Yes.
for sure.
This is what he wanted out of
Yes.
all the other ones that he could finally pull together at the end.
yes, it's building an organization and a company that will support the people that helped it get where
Hmm.
it's at today, and that's what's important to me. You know, any of these people that we talk to that's helped me get where I'm at today, or uh, you know, and your mom and everybody that's been a part of this thing. You know, it's just a cool thing. It's a cool story. You
It is
know,
a cool
and
story.
you know, it's really the American dream. I
Hmm.
mean, and now it's became such a the American dream part of it became such a big part of my life because now I mean we obviously built the baddest boat on the water, no doubt.
You did it
Uh,
3 times in a row.
3 times in a row, and
Yeah.
this is our last boat, and now to me it's more about the American dream. The older I get,
Hmm.
you know, I appreciate the small things and how somebody gets somewhere. And to me,
Yeah, it's
that's
a journey.
yeah. To me, it's the I always say fuckery, you know, but it's always the how did you get somewhere and how hard did you have to work to get it, and that to me is valued more than the boat itself.
Hmm.
The boat is just an example of everything.
It is.
That's
Yeah.
all it is. The boat is just something that came out of the end. It could have been anything,
Yeah, it's just a result.
but it's the drive, the support your mom gave me, and
Hmm.
you know whenever I'd fail, she'd pick me back up. So
Yep. And I know it wasn't easy
No, no.
because he's not. You know, he's very driven. Very
You're just like him.
well.
What
You know,
are you talking
this
about?
ain't about me.
This is like
This ain't about me.
the
We,
next,
me and him butt heads. Okay, so
because y'all
I,
are identical.
I
Identical.
when I graduated high school, I decided I wasn't gonna go play baseball. You
yeah,
know, I feel like living through this whole story here. You know, it's like, well,
Where's your chapter?
where's the next chapter?
yeah,
You know, so I'm skipping college. You know, I don't want to go play baseball because I really don't want to go to college,
yeah,
like whatsoever.
yeah, yeah,
So in 2019, I started working at the boat plant,
yeah.
and you know, basically, I started building boats, and
How much should we pay
at $10 an hour
you?
for a very long time, and I would jump to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing until I understood and knew how to do everything in there, you know.
Yeah,
And then just slowly just graduated, and then you think about the stuff that has happened since 2019, even. I mean, with the coronavirus, with the just us moving to the new facility, we got wire frauded for $350,000.
yeah,
I mean, it's insane the amount
It's
of
like every month there's something new.
yes, the fire,
yeah,
the motor crisis.
yeah,
I mean, every day if you're not ahead of yourself,
yeah.
if you're not
How did you learn
moving
to deal
forward,
with all this?
just well, David said something earlier to me, something about what's the difference between a wise man and a fool?
Yeah,
He said the wise man will learn from what the fool does.
that's right.
You know what I mean? So I think me looking at a lot of stuff that you've done,
So you're the fool.
at least I ain't got, at least I don't
So
gotta
I
make
guess I'm the fool.
at least I don't gotta make that same mistake.
Yeah, yeah. You
Like,
know the important part
yeah,
is pay attention to your elders and pay attention to
yeah.
the
Yes.
hardships
You don't have
and
to go down the
don't
same
be
exact
that kid that does
mistakes.
not that says, "Hey, I know everything." Don't be that kid. Just
No,
fucking pay attention.
yeah,
Pay attention. to your elders.
And you'll skip all that crap they had to go through.
Yes, you can learn from them
Yeah.
and make better decisions, and you can be further along in your life if you
Mhm.
would just pay attention to your elders. And it doesn't matter if it's your dad, your
Yeah.
mom, or your grandma, whoever it is.
It does.
Pay attention, and to get young kids these days to pay attention and tell them to shut their mouth and just listen and look. God, it's horrible. They just won't do it.
I don't know, but I don't really. You probably wouldn't have done it either at that age.
Well, I know,
It's
but
human nature.
I think you listen a little bit more than most kids because I won't let you not
Well, the
listen.
responsibility as well.
I won't let you not listen. I mean,
Yeah, you have at 22. You have
You know,
quite a bit of responsibility.
yeah, you're running a large business. This is a big business. Now.
there's a lot of responsibility, and the
And
worst, and things happen so fast.
Yeah.
You can go from hero to zero, lickety split
Oh man.
around here.
You running 40 boats through the monorail system, and you got a paint failure times 40. It happens just like that. So it's
Mhm.
not it's not an easy task. You know, um, I remember one time you saying, "Hey, Dad, you built the best boat on the market. I mean, nobody can catch you." What am I? We struggle with designing new things because
We do.
it's so
I
dominant.
mean, just look at the Marsh Runner Gen 2.
I know.
How many times did we have to take that to the water, come
Oh, I
back,
know.
take it to the water, come back,
Scrap that boat.
scrap
Start
it,
over.
cut
Yeah.
a new
We
one.
didn't like
Yeah.
it.
Every time you build a new test boat, I mean,
Yeah.
you're cutting 2 sheets of metal, you're tying up a bunch of labor.
Yeah.
For the chance it might work.
Yeah, and you ask yourself, I mean, what are you going to contribute to the company? And I'm like, it's way harder now than it was back then because it's 10 times bigger than it is.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be on your game
24/7.
24/7. There's more people involved. There's more dealers involved. There's more money involved. You cannot make a mistake at this level and get away with it cheaply.
No.
So, you know, I remember you asking me, hey, what am I going to contribute to this company? Because it's clearly so dominating. But the hard part of this company is not necessarily building a new boat or that's just what we do because we love it. I mean, we love
Yeah.
to design new boats all the time, and that's what our competition have a hard time dealing with because we do it because we love it. We do it because we just want to build new stuff all the time.
If we see one problem,
If
we're
there's
like,
one-
I think we can fix that.
If there's
Yes.
one problem,
And it don't
Yeah.
matter how little or big it is.
But maintaining the quality, maintaining
the customer
the
service,
drive, the customer service is what what you have to do on an everyday
Yeah.
basis, and that's on that scale of business is way harder than I ever had to deal with.
It is.
Yeah.
I had struggles just getting going, but to maintain the quality control, maintaining customer service, maintaining the morals of this company, that's what's hard. That's what's hard because
It
these
is.
these people are always punching you. They're always like trying to take advantage of you or the brand or whatnot, but always doing right by people. That's something we stand for.
Absolutely. Mom, out of the whole journey, what was the worst part about it? The hardest thing for you?
Mm.
Was it just the unknowing, the stress of it?
The unknowing, and then it's like starting over again, starting from scratch again.
You feel like you weren't going nowhere. You're
Yeah.
just
We're like,
interlude.
here we are again at the
Yeah.
start.
I mean, we did it 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean, we got really good at building boat plants.
Oh yeah. When we picked up this big plant,
Oh man,
you should have seen us in there with the monorail
I'm
system.
telling you, we had a fire. We tore the building down and rebuilt it in 10 days, painted boats. I mean,
Yeah.
we are professionals. I mean,
I'd hope so.
you got a problem, we can destroy that problem.
We've only done it 10 times.
We are professionals.
Yeah.
But
We learn from the fool.
yeah,
We learned from the fool. Who's the fool, Dad? Who's the fool?
I'm the fool.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we're having a good time now, and I'm able to see you grow up in it. You're gonna raise your family in it, and that's what to me it's what it's about.
yeah.
To me, it's what it's about. When I die, you'll be carrying this thing on, and you'll be raising your son in it, and you'll die, and maybe he'll raise his son in it. That's what it's supposed. That's what we
Carry the
supposed.
torch.
That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're all going to die, right? So, you want to leave something here when you die for your son, and you can do the same for yours.
I think the family legacy part of it's a big deal.
Oh man, Scots are kicking ass.
I think that's a huge deal.
We don't like to lose, and we're gonna kick ass anything we do.
That's it.
I
man.
promise you.
Push it to the limits.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. And we're gonna keep pushing ourselves until we.
And to all the racers that are doubting the Mod 40 Gen 2,
Oh, you guys got.
you guys got it coming.
Oh yeah, the Gen 2's on fire out there.
No remorse.
We got one in South Carolina that's killing it.
Oh yeah, that's
Killing it.
smoking.
Killing
Smoking.
it. You guys are in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, because they're not the most optimistic about this boat.
Man, these
People don't like change.
Hey,
They
no-
don't.
And if they're happy with the one thing they have and it's the best thing that they've had and they've ran, they're not willing to change.
Especially being on the winning team.
Oh, these guys.
They're like, no, I don't want to change.
Nah,
guy-
We're already there.
I'm number one. I'm good.
Yeah, these guys run these Mod 40s, man. They're like, you can't build anything better than this. I'm
Dude,
like,
this is the best thing that could ever be created ever.
yeah, we are. Tough shit. We
We're
are.
working on it right now.
Yeah.
We're only on take 25 of them.
You better enjoy this fast Mod 40 because we're about to kick your ass.
Yeah, that's it. And I tell you another thing I'd really like to see come back. I'd like to do one more flotilla.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
yeah.
I was in school whenever y'all done the flotillas in the past, but it was a lot of fun. I heard.
Oh
I've
yeah.
seen videos of it.
That might be something in the works for the one last flotilla,
The grand finale flotilla.
the last float.
Man,
Yeah.
it's awesome. We
Yeah,
need to do it.
yeah. We're working on that, and I think that's going to be fun if it comes together.
It is.
So, we used to do a lot of flotillas. We used to do a lot of, just a lot of events like that, and again, that's what makes Havoc Havoc.
Yeah, I think the more you can draw the community, everybody together, the better it'll be.
Absolutely.
Keep your customers close, take care of them, because at the we're only able to do what we do because of them.
That's right. We're very grateful people, and we never forget the people that helped us get where we're at, and we don't forget our customers. We don't. You might call us, we might not remember your name, but you can tell us your boat or something, and we remember.
We're not the best at memory whatsoever.
Well, that's-
No, y'all need some.
We're
kind of
probably like
medicine.
the worst.
Well, we do have our ladies in our office that keeps us straight.
Sticky notes.
Yeah, yeah. Our ladies, we have a lot of this plant's ran by women.
Women are very, very, very good.
Your mom keeps me straight, and you got your office girls that keep you straight, and there's a lot of women in this company that helps us get where we're at today.
They're just so damn smart.
Yeah, can we cut that out of this podcast?
They're so smart.
I don't think we want to give the women that much credit.
They are, man. They can keep up with shit way better than I can.
Let me tell you something. I don't think I'd be where I'm at today
Man.
without your mom.
Well, for one, you should be looking for your damn underwear.
That's right.
Yeah, still running around the house.
Starving to death.
Hey,
Starving. He'd probably only weigh at 165.
No.
I can build a damn boat, but I can't cook and I can't find
know.
underwear.
Well, if we're all gonna be great at one thing, let's let's stay in our lanes here.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
I don't know. I really think Mom is probably the most badass boat woman on this planet.
Oh, in a boat world, ain't nobody can touch her.
She can just see it.
Ain't
She has
nobody
eyes.
know Ashley. I ain't for sure. Yeah.
She can look at it and she can hand draw it 2D on a flat piece of metal, put 6 bends in it, bring it to life.
Oh yeah, she
mean,
definitely. I realize.
That's how the first Havoc was drawn. I drew it.
And you
on a-
hand cut it with a skill saw.
Yeah.
No, not the skill saw. That was the first Excels were skill saws.
We
We
cut
actually
it-
had a handheld plasma.
Damn, dude, y'all did fucking learn.
Oh yeah, we did. It was. Hey, our boat jig was a cranker, like a trailer jack. We like.
To press the ribs.
And
Yeah.
I'd weld the ribs in, and she would make another one, and I'd weld that thing in. She'd make another one, I'd weld that thing in. And
2 main operations.
I was under there cranking my ribs down in the bottom of the boat, 5005 aluminum, which is a super soft aluminum. We don't use that no more,
No.
But back then, our presses didn't even press 5052 or 5086. We use 5086 now.
Yeah.
And we used to use 5005.
Dense
know?
metal.
So, our equipment wouldn't even press out the alloyed. And man, we just came such a long way.
Humble beginnings, though.
5005 to 5086 alloyed. That's another reason why Havoc is so dominating is the material we use. It's just the best of the best, and all the design work, everything else, and everybody else is following. Everybody else is following.
That's right.
But it has helped reshape the boat industry.
It has. You've definitely thus far left a very clear path and a duck boat world.
Oh, absolutely.
You
And,
know,
and you know,
You've made a new brand called Performance Duck Boats.
yeah,
Yeah.
Before there was no performance, there was utility duck boats.
yeah, that's right. You know,
I mean, we're taking these aluminum duck boats that you can go out and hunt in, and we're putting them on the racetrack, and we're running with fiberglass boats,
absolutely.
fiberglass race boats.
Yeah,
I mean, we're running with them,
yeah.
tiller
These,
handles.
yeah, these are tiller handle boats. And you know, they're just remarkable. And these guys are going out there and they're building these motors too. I mean, these motors are hot.
They're coming a long way.
I mean, they're getting faster and faster and faster. So the performance side of these boats are just unreal.
You know, and it's not just the Havoc boats is making it come that far. It's like even the Havocs that we had the races 3 years ago versus the Havocs that are there now, the time difference is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody would have believed you if you would have told them what we're running now 3 years ago.
Well, that's just because we have a huge team and our team is focusing and working on the same boat model.
That's it.
So once they learn something, we can take that information and we can spread it.
It is.
Makes everybody in our team faster, quicker, because everybody's working on the same boat. Uh, that was probably one of the best things we've ever done. It helped us not only grow the sport, but also helped us develop new product quicker. You know,
Yeah.
Especially you driving. It changed a lot for Havoc is when you got in a boat because you came back to the boat plant where the other drivers didn't.
They went home and tried to figure out what on their end.
Yes, where the boat factory.
We just beat the boat. You know, worked on it until we got, to where we are now with the Mod.
Yeah.
40s.
So when you started racing the boats, you helped develop the product quicker
Mm-hmm.
because you came back to the plant.
Yep.
And that was one part that we missed out on for so many years.
And you could understand what they were saying
Mhm.
once you started driving.
Oh
you
yeah.
understood more. On
Yeah, I
what
think
needed.
I think me racing was a big deal even for my development here
Yes.
because I understand it so good now.
Well, you respected the boat too.
I understand it.
When you walk through the plant, you see something that's not right.
No, yeah.
It taught you. It taught you, okay, that is going to slow you down. Oh, that's not right. Just another part of your job that you learned, and you learned it through experience, and it's just going to make you a better boat builder.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes to build the best product is understanding your product, getting in your product, and pushing it to the limit. That's what you're doing. So it's just going to make Havoc better and stronger.
It is, and I'm just excited to see what we do in the future. Keep adding chapters to our book. It's been a crazy past, but there's no reason to stop now.
Well, what's your where are you gonna take Havoc?
Oh,
What's your plans?
We're gonna keep pushing.
Yeah.
For one, my immediate future is this Gen 2.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get everybody in the Gen 2 racing them because I think it's the next step in the woods too.
Yeah, I do too.
I think that it's gonna fix multiple problems that people run into, and it's gonna be a all around universal boat.
Yes, and the 58.6 alloy 100 gauge.
Mm-hmm.
We're racing a 100 gauge hull. We're not racing 80 gauge.
And it's lighter.
And it's lighter
than our Mod 40.
So the technology in that hull is more advanced, than the Mod 40. So we're learning new techniques, new materials.
Mm-hmm.
We're learning how to shed weight. We're learning how to balance the hull out.
And the options we give people with this hull.
Yeah.
So, say you're hunting and you're in the flooded timber, you don't want to have setback on your boat because you want to sit flat. Right. Well, with our recessed transom. Normally, if you just put your motor on the transom, you sit good in the water, you run good, you're quick, everything's perfect, but you can't adjust your motor height.
That's right.
You don't have that adjustment. You don't have that hydraulic. You don't have that breakaway.
Right.
And you need that.
Right.
Us having that recessed transom, you can slap a hydraulic, kick and jack in there, be on the transom, and have adjustment and breakaway
and have up and down, and if you want to tote the nose, fluff the nose like Facebook wants, the big nose floaters.
Yeah.
But you can do that with a little bit more setback. But you can adjust that rig the way you hunt your load, and you can be more.
You can build it for you.
Yes, you can be more efficient in the woods, and being more efficient in the woods is going to get you the hole faster.
And it's going to take.
You don't got to be the fastest. You just got to be able to turn hard. You got to be able to get on the water quicker. get on pad quicker, stay on pads at slower rates, and that's what the Gen 2 is all about. It's going to be the next biggest thing.
I think so.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for watching. We appreciate you, our friends and customers. We cannot do this without you. So please, if you will, like, subscribe, smash the bell to get our notifications. Go watch our race videos. Show up to the races. If you don't know our schedule, just reach out to us and we'll send a schedule out. If y'all come by, we're gonna be there. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time. And like I said, spread the word.
And if
Come-
there's anything that you want us to talk about, I mean, we'll bring anybody in here to talk about anything.
Yeah.
Bigfoot, UFOs, whatever,
You-
flags,
You know anything?
guns.
You don't know anything about UFOs.
No, but conspiracies, man.
Conspiracies,
They
yeah.
talk a lot.
The boat industry conspiracies, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything, man. We'll talk about it. So if you will, just leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell.